1981's Hell Night is a low-budget slasher starring Linda Blair. Hey girl. Wait, let me check IMDb. Okay, yeah. Hey girl. Sorry, I'm a big Linda Blair fan, but you gotta be careful around this era. All clear. Anyway, this is one of those things where there's a big spooky murder house and 4 college kids have to spend the night inside because college bullshit. Outside the house, the douchebags who have decided our heroes have to stay inside in order to be worthy of joining the fraternity, sorority, whatever, are playing pranks on them because it's Halloween and they're douchebags.
May, don't give me a problem. You'll get your kicks later.
Jesus. You know, if you guys spent half the time studying as you do setting up these stunts, we'd all be graduating with honors.
What a little twat. We should have left her behind.
Why? Her behind is the best part. We should have kept her behind and left the rest of her.
Oh, fucking die, you goofball comedy team. Unbeknownst to them, the backstory of the murder house turns out to be 100% true, and there are still residents inside. Everyone dies as a result. Hell Night is okay. There's just long stretches of not much going on. There's a lot of time spent with these characters, but not a lot of character development, if that makes sense. Also, the violence is sparse, and there's no sex or nudity, so it just feels off, especially for this particular era. And the monster, I just don't know if I'm on board with roaring, snarly man who just doesn't get enough build-up. I will say they make a point to mention how Linda Blair's character worked as a mechanic in high school, which pays off wonderfully in the finale. In retrospect, the most notable thing about Hell Night is that Chuck Russell was the film's executive producer, and Frank Darabont was credited as a production assistant. The two would become a team in the future, giving us 2 of the best horror movies in the 1980s, Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and the remake of The Blob. Shout Factory's Blu-ray starts with another one of those, look, these were not the best materials we could find, but we did all we could with them, so it was this or nothing title cards, and they're right, this is not a great transfer. On one hand, it's a shame, and on the other, the occasional print flaws add a little something to the experience. Maybe I latched onto that since I was utterly bored with what was happening on screen, who knows. For the casual fan, the commentary track with Linda Blair, director Tom DeSimone, and producers Irwin Yablans and Bruce Cohen Curtis should be all you need. However, Shout has loaded this disc with over 3 hours of interviews, and being a completionist, I watched them all. Here are the highlights. My main interest, of course, was the interview segment with Linda Blair. She talks about her career leading up to Hell Night, including Roller Boogie. Hell yeah, Roller Boogie. She gives a good general overview of working on Hell Night. Didn't sound like the actual shoot was as fun as it looked, but she had nothing but nice things to say about everyone she worked with. Also of note is the interview with the director, who was on the grounds of the original manor where Hell Night exteriors were shot. While I know him best as the writer-director of 1986's Reform School Girls, it was interesting to learn when I was doing my research that he also worked as a porn director, giving us such 70s classics as Hot Truckin' and Wet Shorts. Well, he does not shy away from talking about his porn career here, and is quite proud of his work too. Good on you, Tom. He also explains why the film's sex scene is basically just 2 people tickling each other for a few seconds, and then that's that. Like the Linda Blair interview, this is a good overall look at both his career and the making of Hell Night. Co-star Peter Barton's interview is framed in such a way that helped me remember exactly where I knew him from, as there's a photo of him in The Powers of Matthew Starr in the shot the entire time. I loved that show as a kid. Other interviews include practically the entire remainder of the cast. Producer Bruce Cohen Curtis, the art director, makeup effects artist, and the special effects man. Screenwriter Randy Feldman is also interviewed, writer of Tango and Cash. Hell Night is from the golden age of slashers, and yet it's one of the tamest. There are definitely things to admire about it, the solid cast, the lighting, the overall vibe, but it's just too long, with not much happening to justify it.
Hey, let's party!
All right.
Quaaludes
Looky here.
and Jack Daniels.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, I'm surprised anyone survived the late 70s, early 80s.
Music.
Oh my gosh. This is one radical chick. All right.